106 points in the Spanish league, a whopping 122 league goals scored, and the remarkable feat of conceding just 12 goals throughout the entire season. But wait, there's more. Alongside our Spanish league title, we embarked on a thrilling journey through Europe. In a heart-pounding UCL final showdown, we emerged victorious with a nail-biting 4-3 win over Dortmund. And it doesn't end there. In the Copa del Rey, we secured a memorable 4-2 win against none other than Real Madrid themselves. Last, we faced Barcelona in the Supercopa and come out on top with a confident 2-0 victory, proving our dominance in Spanish football. This is Diego Simeone's 3-5-2. So let's waste no more time. Let's crack into the tactic. We are stood up today, a bit more energy for today's video. Firstly, I want to thank all of the wonderful names coming down the screen right now. These are going to be new or existing Patreon members. Patreon is a great way to support me, but also you get some fantastic perks yourselves, including access to all 3 of today's wonderful tactical variants. You can also get these early alongside of early video access. You get priority in your tactic and rebuild requests, one-on-one tactical help, and you've still got time just about to enter that FM giveaway. So definitely check it out. The link's going to be in the description. But let's go ahead and talk about this system then. So obviously it is going to be a more defensive based system and one which has been requested highly now. Now it is a 5-3-2/3-5-2. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to promote it as because they do look very, very similar. But we've gone down the sort of 5-3-2 route in the actual game. But we are going to kick things off then with the sweeper keeper, who is going to be on defend, simply on the default instructions. This sweeper keeper, although he is going to be a sweeper, I don't want too many risks being played by him. Obviously, Atletico Madrid don't usually have that much of a risk-taken element to their back line, so nice and simple in this scenario. In terms of the back line, when it comes to the centre-backs, we actually are going to change the right-hand-sided one from a ball-playing defender simply to a wide centre-back on defend, because these wing-backs obviously are going to go up the field and play a crucial role in providing not only width, but some attacking element to this team, so having them on wide really does sort of cover that area. In the middle, we are going to opt for a central defender who is going to be on cover, and he is simply going to be on the default instructions. And on the left-hand side, we're actually going to change this one as well to another wide centre-back, making up a back-three centre-back partnership of 2 wide centre-backs and 1 central defender on the cover duty. Going over to the fullbacks on the left-hand side, we are going to have a wing-back on support, on cross more often, sit narrower, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. A lot of mark tighter is going to be used in this tactic because that is the Simeone way, and trust me, this defends like an absolute brick rule. It really, really does. Incredible stuff, and so solid. In terms of the right-hand side, this wing-back is going to be exactly the same, so not much to change at all. Actually, nothing to change at all. So the back line is quite basic, but again, they're not going to have much freedom because they're not really known for their attack and prowess. Now, going over to that 3 in midfield, obviously so crucial in this team. On the left-hand side, Mr. Do-It-All is going to be a box-to-box on support, simply on mark tighter. In the middle, a very, very good role to use in this system, a central midfield player on defend, on tackle harder, and also mark tighter. Now, the reason why I didn't opt for example, a ball-winning midfielder or something like that is because the central midfield player is a little bit pushed up from that. Although he is going to be on defend, he is still a lot more positive than the role that I just said. And on the right-hand side, it is going to be the Metzala, which is going to be on attack, simply on mark tighter. But playing this way, guys, we had some really good data hub stats. 3.21 goals a game, conceded at 0.32, over 24 shots a game, and a pass completion basically touching 87%. So really, really impressive. And to finish it off, we're going to have that centre forward up top, who is going to be on support, and the advanced forward as well, who is going to join in on support, not on support, on attack, on the default instructions. So not too many instructions on the players because we're trying to keep it pretty much basic. It is Simeone at the end of the day, but this is a tactic that is going to defend so well and still score over 3 goals a game. It is really a good shout. Now, in terms of these team instructions, it's actually going to be built off a clean slate style on a positive mentality because it is set up quite defensively minded. And to get things going, we're going to go with slightly shorter on the passing directness. The tempo is going to be set to slightly higher. And also, when it comes to the final third, mixed crosses alongside of obviously run at defence. And although this is quite a defensive looking way of playing, you can see here by the actual league stats as well. We've looked at the data hub. This is from the league. Most points per game at 2.79, most goals at 122, most shots are actually over 900, which is really impressive. Fewer shots against, we finish rank 1 in that, and obviously best defensively. So although it's not going to play the most elegant tiki-taka style, it does get results, it does get goals, and more importantly, it defends like a brick wall. In transition, there are going to be 4 instructions. That is going to simply be regroup, counter-attack, and distribute to anybody across that back line, including the centre-backs, because obviously it's a very safe option, and they're not the most risk-taking team, so this is a great way of playing. And obviously, when we have got the ball, why not counter-attack, hit the team off guard, because that is where the goals are going to come from. And last but definitely not least, and quite nice, because this is a bit of a change from my usual sort of tactics I've been doing recently, that is going to be the high press and line of engagement. Also, we're going to introduce the lower defensive line. Trigger press is going to be set to more often, and also get stuck in, because they do love a challenge, this team. So it's quite nice. This is quite a bit of a different tactic compared to what I usually do. I want to quickly say, if you are watching at this point in the video, please do leave a like. It's literally the perfect time to do so and helps out the video massively. But this is going to give you the perfect default variant. But do stick around. The attacking and defensive ones are completely free to copy. So let's go over to it. In my opinion, this is shaped more like a 3-5-2, and it is a little bit of a change from the one we just talked about. Essentially, we obviously sacrifice having the flat 3 in midfield to have one slightly deeper, and then that's more of a solid back line, in my opinion. In terms of the back line, though, it does remain exactly the same all the way throughout, including the wing backs, including the centre backs, so I'm not going to waste your time talking through that. The ball-winning midfield player does come in on support, not on defend, because it's a little bit too much, in my opinion, and he is going to be on dribble less and also mark tighter. The central midfielder does remain in the team. This time he is going to be on support, on tackle harder, and also mark tighter. Having that ball-winning midfield player in there really allows us to have a little bit more of an expressive midfield, because obviously we've sacrificed one player to sit a little bit deeper, so the other two can go forward and obviously help these front two up here. And to do so, the Metzala comes in on attack on the default with one additional instruction, simply on mark tighter. And to finish it off, the 2 cherries on the cake, the centre forward on support on the default, and also the advanced forward comes in on attack. Over to the team instructions, they are going to look pretty much the same, because it is very much influenced off that 5-3-2. The third variant does change a little bit, but for this one, in fact, I believe that is literally the same in possession, and the mentality also is going to be on positive. In transition, we are going to look as well, and that also is going to remain unchanged. And again, it's because this isn't really made to attack or defend. It's just another sort of way of playing that 3-5-2, 5-3-2 if you want to sacrifice a flat 3 to have one a little bit deeper. And out of possession, we are actually going to keep it a perfect replica at lower, the high press more often, and get stuck in. So these 2 variants here are essentially just a different shape of both tactics. And what I have done for the third variant, I've actually made it attacking, because the first 2 are default, but they are naturally quite defensive. So this is a tactic you can use if you are chasing a game or playing a small team and you want to go a little bit more attacking. So the goalkeeper and the centre backs remain the same. The wing backs do see quite a big change. They actually go on to attack on cross more often, sit narrower, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. That is the same for the left and also the right. In midfield, a deep line playmaker comes in on support, on dribble less, and also mark tighter. A box-to-box comes in, a very good role to have in any team, on support, on get further forwards, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. So a very aggressive midfield player there. And the Metzala is obviously going to remain to create them chances on attack, alongside of the additional instruction of mark tighter. And to finish it off, it's going to remain unchanged, because I feel like 2 advanced forwards don't really work in this system. A complete forward actually does, so that is going to be him on support, and the advanced forward is simply going to be on attack. But that's a lot more of an attacking version of the third tactic, or the second tactic, should I say. Now, going over to them team instructions, we are going to see a little bit of a change. The first change is going to be the mentality. That is now going to be upped to attacking. In terms of the team instructions, the width is going to remain exactly the same. The standard of the passing is going to remain the same in the middle, the slightly higher tempo, but we have now got on be more expressive, because this is pretty much to get a more attacking side out of these players. So having that on, in my opinion, is absolutely vital. And to finish it off, we're going to have, I shouldn't say that. The next step is going to be in transition, on regroup, counter, distribute quickly, and distribute to the fullbacks and the centre-backs. So obviously the real big change here is going to be this instruction here, distributing the ball quickly in a little bit of a rush to get the ball moving, obviously, which every attacking tactic does need to have on. And now to finish it off, the out of possession, we're now actually going to scrap that lower defensive line, go with the standard, the high pressure line of engagement, much more often, and also get stuck in. And that is going to give you guys 3 fantastic variants of the Atletico Madrid's recent Diego Simeone FM23 tactics after about 30 requests. I do apologise for the delay. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, drop a little subscription below and hit that wonderful notification bell. If you can and you want to enter that giveaway, be sure to check the Patreon out as well. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.